And we are back with another episode of Let's Go Pikachu. In the last episode, we went through Mount Moon. And was that a hassle? Because I was very adamant on trying to get a Clefable, a Chansey, and an Onix. That was pain. However, for this episode, we're going to do something kind of like slightly nice and easy. We are going to go around east side of Route 4. There is only one Pokemon on this route that we will need to catch, and that is a Psyduck. Yeah, so on this route, there's Rattatas, Pidgeys, Mankeys, Sandshrews, and Psyducks in Let's Go Pikachu. Let's Go Eevee, you replace the Sandshrews and the Mankeys with the other one, Ekans. So as we're making our way down Route 4, taking our time to... Oh no. There's a Mankey. Oh, it's Spearows, not Pidgeys. Okay. But there is a Psyduck in the grass somewhere. That's the Sandshrew. There's the Psyduck. So today we are going to go to we're going to catch this Psyduck. Aw, Psyduck, you bully. So we're going to catch this Psyduck. We're going to go into Cerulean City. We are going to heal up our Pokemon. We are going to stock up on Great Balls. Just because catching some of these Pokemon will be very difficult. And the best way to level in this game is just catching Pokemon. Okay, so that's where Mewtwo would be. This is the bike shop. How much money do I need for the bikes? What? My bike collection is impressive, isn't it? I won't let you ride or buy one, but feel free to have... Open... This is a bike store, right? Home of Bike Maniac. Oh, okay. So he's just a... P? Are you telling me we should heal? Sure, why not? Aw, Fulgura looks happy. That's 500 that we will never get back. But it's fine. It's fine. It was all to make Fulgura happy. And that's the true meaning of Pokemon. Making sure that your Pokemon are happy. Alright. Next, now that our team is healed up, let us stop at the Pokemarts. We have to go around. Yeah, that's basically a bomb right there. We got 3 Premier Balls. Oh, no. Actually, let's see. Alright. I would like to sell the Big Pearl. I would also like to sell a Time Mushroom. Then a regular pearl. Then a nugget. Yeah, that's it. Save up, keep that cash for whenever we're low on Great Balls again. Which honestly might be pretty simple, or pretty soon. So let's see if we can challenge Misty, the gym leader. Yo, champ, in the making. Misty's gym leader of Cerulean City. Misty, the gym leader of Cerulean City, is a powerful trainer. You'll need a Pokemon at least level 15 if you want to challenge her gym. Here. Impressive. Okay. I thought Misty, unless it's just in, gold and silver, where Misty's on a date, so we have to go get her, like, hey, I want a gym battle, and she's like, oh my gosh, you're so annoying. Yes! I want to at least want to do this fight first, since get a little bit of extra experience. Thunder Shock. One second, I'm trying to see something. Right there. Route 24. I want to see what's on Route 24, which is on the other side. Ooh, we don't know. Okay, and this is where we can get excuse me. Squirtle. I want to get a Squirtle for the team. Swap out the Oddish for Squirtle. Ember. Also, I did change the rule settings. I don't know if I mentioned it in the last episode or the episode before. I changed the rules, or not rules. What you call it? The battle thing from Switch to set. So the battles can be a bit more fair, since I'd have to try to figure out, like, oh, what Pokemon do they have left? Double kick. Hit 2 times. He's a bit calmer now. That's good. Let me try that again. Sorry, it's not like me to lose my cool like that. There's a house up ahead where this famous Pokemon fanatic is supposed to live. I wanted to stop by because I thought I'd get to see some rare Pokemon or something. But what I found, don't freak out when you hear this. The Pokemon fanatic Bill wasn't there. Instead, it was a Pokemon that talked. Yeah, just thinking about gives me the creeps. Don't go there, Crux. Yeah. There we go. Give Fulgora some head pats. Now let's heal up one more time. Then we shall go and I already forgot what all Pokemon were on the route. Venonats and Squirtles. Those are in the sky. Okay. Oh. So Venonat and Squirtles are the only two we'll have to catch on up on the route up here. Nah, let's do it. Because this will also give us some money. So it'll be Route 24. We'll do go talk to Bill, catch the Thunder Shock. Yeah. I'm second. Now it's serious. Oh, okay. Psyduck? Psyduck goes Psy-Zai. And it's just a simple Thunder Shock. Fulgora, level 20. How could I lose? We don't really care about what any of these people are saying. Because we just want to get to the end of the bridge. Double kick. Oh no, it survived. Poison sting. Don't get poisoned. Thank you. Quick attack. Got stomped flat. So, as of recording this episode, I saw something interesting. A guy made a video talking about why Nintendo hasn't shut down Pokemon Showdown. And it got me thinking about something. Like, Nintendo tends to be, like, very tough on their IP, right? Like, if you have a emulated fan game of Pokemon, depending on how popular it is, there is a good chance that Nintendo will try to take down the game. Like for Minecraft. Minecraft had a big mod, I think it's still somewhat big, called Pixelmon, which was just Pokemon in Minecraft. And I think something interesting about it was when you get to a talk of like emulations, right? Because right now in the UK, now I'm not in the UK, this is just stuff I've seen videos for in the gaming sphere. I got a Nugget. By the way, kid, how okay. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight Team Rocket. So in the UK, there was a video that came out where there's a movement called like Stop Killing Games, which does like what does it mean by stop killing games? And Pirate Software, who is a really influential person on Twitch, well, not really influential, but he has a big following, and he was reacting to this video and going through Stop Killing Games, and makes a lot of good points on how a lot of the phrasing in Stop Killing Games is very vague. And I think one of the big things is like the root of the issue is live service games, right? And a live service game would be something like World of Warcraft, RuneScape, Final Fantasy 14. See, after Final Fantasy 14, who else was there? Live games like that, right? It's games that have a that are always being updated, right? It's live service. It usually would be multiplayer games. And the entire thought process of it is there needs to be some form of regulations so game companies just don't abandon these games. And they're using an argument of, or they can use an argument for, we need to like preserve these live service games because gaming is a form of art. And some people can make an argument of like, oh, video games are a form of art, but it's storytelling, designs. It's a form of art in some way, shape, or form. And the thing is I can get behind, like, we need to have some form of, like, protection for live service games. What? Sure, I'll take this Charmander. I just stole this dude's Charmander. Oh god, it's a Pidgey. I'm gonna say this. I have an issue with live service games at times. Like, when a when a game is live service, I expect it to be multiplayer, right? However, there's an issue with a lot of game companies with these live service games. They're pushing a lot of single player live service games which make no sense. Like, Suicide Squad, To Kill the Justice League. That is a live service game, but it's single player. That doesn't feel right in my opinion. If it was a multiplayer live service game and they do all this stuff for it, then okay, yeah, I can get behind Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League to be a live service game because they want to add more content and add more stuff. But if it's a single player game, it doesn't feel right. Like, and I'm saying it doesn't feel right as in it feels like a form of robbery, almost. Because why should the player base pay for a game? Well, it's also another thing. We get into an argument of licensing versus ownership. Whenever you buy a digital game, you are typically given a license. And that license basically says, hey, you can play this game, but the game developers have every right to ban you, right? Like, if they're like, oh, you're cheating in this game, like, oh my god, Pidgey, stop it. So, like, if you're cheating in a game, they can be like, hey, we're banning your account. You can't play the game on this account anymore. You'd have to rebuy it. That works for multiplayer games, because the licensing agreements is meant to protect the experience of everyone around you. Both you and everyone around you. So it's like, if there's a hacker, they can ban the hacker. Because it's like, hey, you are going against the licensing agreement, the TOS. That's not good. But once it becomes a single player game, if a game is single player and live service, if they stop supporting that game, you 9 times out of 10, you will never have access to anything in that game again. As like once they stop supporting that game. And that's like that's bad in my opinion, because it's like you're just like robbing people at that point, because you could have like a game go for like 6 months or a year. Like, here's a live service game and it doesn't do well after like 6 months, and you're like, well, we're shutting down the product, and like thousands upon thousands of people spent like $70 on a game, and you're just like, well, no one likes the game, so we'll just shut it down and no one can play again. But on that, but like that's just kind of like like my thing with it, because it feels like live service games are one of the biggest scams in the gaming industry as a consumer. Like, these companies can make arguments of, oh, well, we're actually able to make more money, so we can... Why'd you go that way? We're making the money so we can put more resources into giving a better experience to players. Well, that's fine, but again, if it's a live service game that's single player, again, that's the main thing. Why, like, what happens? Oh, Venonat ran away. Dang you, Venonat. Well, Venonat's a 30% spawn. But I'm rambling. I kind of know that I am rambling. Just trying to get, like, conversation, but I think, like, the main point I was going to go was Nintendo being hard on emulation. Oh my god. Because if Nintendo is being hard on emulation, then we might lose, like, a lot of games. Like, if Nintendo doesn't give us, like, ports with every new... Like, I'm okay with them, like, not giving ports with, like, every new console. But there are games where I feel like it probably would be a smart idea for them to have a, like, a sub-company, or, like, a company under them that's entire purpose is just taking older games and just making it possible for them to be ported to the Switch, or by next year, the Switch 2. And I'm talking about like some of, like, the older games from Nintendo. Like, if they want to do, like, HD remakes, that's honestly perfectly fine. I am okay with that. I like when they do HD remakes. Because my thing is, if it's an HD remake or, like, an HD remastered for a game, I don't care if they don't add anything new to the game. Like, that is perfectly fine with me. I just want them to be able to like, make it so we don't lose a lot of games that we would grow up with. Like, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, right? Was a remake for the Heart Gold games. Heart Gold came out on the DS Color, or not DS, the Game Boy Color. Let's go to Route 25, actually, while we do this. So, yeah, Heart Gold, Soul Silver was the remakes for for Gold and Silver. Gold and Silver, Game Boy Color. Heart Gold, Soul Silver came out on the DS. I know people can make the argument of, oh, well, they brought the original, like, all the Game Boy and early DS games to like the 3DS. It's like, okay, yeah, that's true. But we're now on the Switch, right? And the Switch is, like, the next, is, at least as of, like, recording and publishing, the Switch is Nintendo's main console. Because back in the day, we had, the Wii. Well, it was, the NES, Super NES, Nintendo 64, the Wii. And those were like all the home consoles. After the home consoles, we also have like handhelds, which were Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, DS, 3DS, and now we're on the Switch, which is honestly one of the best additions that Nintendo has made, because it can be both a home console and a handheld. But what if I want to go back and play Heart Gold Soul Silver, right? Like, I still have the game of, like, Heart Gold. But, like, what if something happens to my DS or my 2DS? I can't play Heart Gold Soul Silver anymore. Well, if I want to play Pokemon Rangers, Guardian Sign. But I can't do it because, again, what if my DS or 2DS break? Like, those are games I grew up with and I really enjoy. And this is where, because I know a lot of people say, oh, well, you could just emulate. And this is the point I'm getting to. Nintendo is very hard on emulation. Like, there's a website Koga and I use whenever we want to see what games we can emulate. And there was just a massive purge on a lot of Nintendo games. And that just is like, if the consoles are no more and we cannot actually if the consoles are not in production anymore, the games are not in production anymore, how are we supposed to play them? Because I'm gonna say this, I am against emulating anything for the Switch right now. Like, if you're doing a video, Thunderbolt, Pikachu. Let's see, 40, 100, 90. Yep, we're gonna get rid of Thundershock. Keeping that quick attack for priority moves. So, like, because I know there are people that take that mod their Switches or have emulation for Switches for certain challenge videos they want to do for games on the Switch. I know that, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I can't really say anything against it, because as long as you have the game, you should be able, or like, you own the game. I think emulate, like, if you want to emulate the game so you could test the boundaries, you want to see if you could do certain challenges on the emulation, that's perfectly fine. It's just, I don't like emulation for games that, like, if the game is on Steam, right? Like, let's say I want to play like one of the Persona games. I don't think I'll play the Persona games at any point, just because that game style doesn't really fit my thing. But using Persona as an example, because I remember Persona, a lot of the Persona games just got ports onto Steam. So it's like, what if I want to play a Persona game? And not Persona 5, because Persona 5 you can get on the PS4, PS5. But like one of the older ones, right? My thing is, if you have access to buy the game, you should buy the game. If, like, you shouldn't pirate a game if it is available, like, readily available. And that's kind of what it is, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, I can't afford oh no, it's using Bide. Because I know some people will make the argument, oh, I can't afford that game, like, that game is just too expensive. It's like, Well, just wait until it goes on sale. Nintendo and Steam, Epic Games, hell, even Battle.net, which is Blizzard or Activision. Like they have sales, like multiple sales a year. So you could just be like, wait until there's a sale. It's like, oh, but I want to play the game now. It's like, well, you just can't. You like saving up money and then waiting for a sale is honestly what I tend to do. It's like, oh man, I really like that game. Or it's like, that game looks really interesting. I want to play it. How much is it? Ooh, $70. How much do I have in my account? Ooh, don't have that much. Or it's like, I have a lot of other stuff I'd have to pay. I need to pay for before I can buy a game. So it's just, I'll just wait for a sale. Again, Steam has a lot of sales. Like, they have multiple sales a year. Because a lot of those sales are like, here's the summer sale. Here's the spring sale. Here's the winter sale. Hey, here's a sale for like all of these simulation games. Hey, here's a sale for certain game companies. Like, it's like you want to buy like the Far Cry series. Well, if you give it like a week or two, or like you just give it like a month, Ubisoft typically has massive sales for their Ubisoft games. And you can buy the entire Far Cry collection for like $10. $20 actually, because they typically don't put their newer items on sale. And if they do, it's more or less of like, we'll go down like 20%. I don't know, it's just like, just seeing these, like, Nintendo needs to start making their older games accessible. Again. Like, when Koga and I would stream on Twitch, when we started, one of the games we did was Mario Party, or not Mario, was Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. And at that time, it was like, I have a GameCube, but like, I couldn't get my hands on Paper Mario. It's like, I really wanted to play Paper Mario. So I emulated it, because that was basically the only option I had. Because I'm pretty sure if I wanted to buy Paper Mario, like a GameCube disc, I would have had to drop like $500. And I don't have that type of cash. Well, I didn't have that type of cash because I was in high school, or not high school, I was in college. But like, Nintendo needs to start like bringing, like either going a slightly easier on emulations, except for like their Switch games. Like if there is a game on the Switch, they have every right to go after the like these emulations or emulation softwares that are emulating like Switch games. Perfectly fine. Like I honestly can get behind that, because like there was a Switch emulation that got like shut down like a couple months ago, called Yuzu, and Yuzu was just for the Nintendo Switch. That was how it was. But then like once they went after something like Dolphin Emulator, then it's like, hey, Nintendo, don't do that. Because Dolphin Emulator's entire thing was, hey, you want to emulate a Wii, like a game from the Wii, or you want to emulate a GameCube game? Like, Dolphin like very much is needed, because if we don't have modern day access to these older games, we will lose those games. And I think a lot of older games help kind of paint a picture of this is where we came from. Like, this is where the gaming industry, like how far the gaming industry has progressed. Because I could have emulated Leaf Green or Pokemon Yellow. And right now we would be getting the exact same story. Gameplay would just be different because instead of just being able to catch Pokemon, we'd have to battle them first. Thunderbolts. But I don't know, man. Nintendo, multi-billion-dollar company. But they're not really doing anything to help give fans like a reason to buy their products more often. Besides, like, hey, here's a new Legend of Zelda game. Hey, here's a new Mario game. Hey, here's some remasters for older games. And those are where it's like, we need more of those. But I'm also like, I am not a fan of like Nintendo's subscription service. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I feel like that's great to have as an option, like the Nintendo Switch Online. And I'm saying that more for what's down here? What is down here? Ah, wait, never mind. That'll just take us back to the other side. I don't know, man. It's just like we look at these Switch games and, well, not Switch games, but like we look at these older games and it's like we need a way to kind of make sure that we don't lose these games, and emulation is the thing that's like the best way to make sure that these games are never lost. But just like seeing Nintendo like going after like a lot of these emulation softwares, it's just so disheartening because it's like, Nintendo, are you planning on bringing those games back? Or are you just going to let the games die? Because if you want to make like bring back Captain Falcon or Falco, Wolf, Fox, like I forget the names that, like, the games that they're from. Like, to my knowledge, I don't remember ever seeing like a new recent game for Falco or Falco Fox, or like, I know for Captain Falcon they brought like a port to it for the Switch, but that's behind the subscription. I'm like, I'd rather just pay like $5-10 for these older games. Like, I don't want to pay a subscription. I'd rather just pay for all the individual games, and you could just use the subscription as a, hey, the subscription is a one price gets all. It's just monthly. But I don't know. This episode has gone on for a while now. So I think I'm gonna end off this episode right here in the next episode, because I know I was going to do Cerulean, the Cerulean gym today, or in this episode, but I went on a tangent and I wanted to go through Route 24. So we'll in the next episode we'll go into this house. I'll probably in the next episode I'll probably stay on Route 24 for a while just to try and catch that Squirtle, because I know you can catch Squirtle on Route 24, and then we'll do Cerulean City, or we'll do the Cerulean Gym. So with that, Remember to like, comment, sub, do all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.